In this session, I'm going to talk about the concept of the new earth and what that actually means. So firstly, what an exciting time that we are living in a generation that gets to experience a flowering of consciousness that enables a new earth to become possible. And as Eckhart Tolle says in his book, A New Earth, it is a flowering of consciousness. It is a new point of awareness that we are able to live from. So it is shifting our awareness to look through a different lens out onto our current reality. And just as in the Matrix, when Neo takes the red pill, he gets to experience his reality from a completely different place. And this is exactly what is possible and what is happening to many of us now. It is a mass awakening of consciousness where we get to see life, the same life, through different eyes. And when we do, everything changes. Everything becomes possible. Because what we are moving into when that shift happens, we are starting to live in the flow of abundance. We are living from our core. We are living through the center of our hearts. So it's a very precise point of awareness that allows the stream of life to come through us in a very different way. And this is also what Christ referred to as the narrow path, or Esther and Abraham Hicks refers to as the vortex. So when we are in the stream of consciousness, everything becomes possible. It's the birthing canal that allows the baby to be born, that allows new life to come through. And if we are standing outside of this river, of this canal, of this flow, we are struggling to create. We are struggling to do things of our own will, through our own will. And it's not that things can't be achieved in our current level of consciousness. We've achieved a lot, but it is through a lot of toil and struggle and death, and we don't need to live like that anymore, because a new level of consciousness is here and available to us. And there have been way showers like the Buddha and Jesus Christ. And when Jesus speaks about walking on water, this is what he's referring to. It's being able to trust this new level of consciousness, being able to trust that we can let go of everything we're striving for and trying to achieve and believing that we have to do through our own will and through our own toil and struggle, that we can let that go and trust that when we step into this stream of life, this new level of consciousness, that life happens through us, that there is this flow of abundance, this ease where things naturally unfold in their own time. And the Bible refers to the wheat of the field being clothed in garments that are exquisite and beautiful. The wheat doesn't try, it's simply given. So it is this simple. And that is the cosmic joke, is when we really get to break through into this level of consciousness, it's hilarious because we see how we've been battling and trying and striving for love, for money, for riches, for everything that we want. We've been really battling. And then we get to see how simple it is, that it's simply a matter of letting go of the striving and trusting that there's this greater river of life, the waters of life that we can simply rest back in and float upon and tune into, and that river carries us and takes us to exactly where we need to go. It pours through us. It plays us like an instrument. And it will play our own unique note and tune for our soul. And that will be our gift to bring through. And it will be so connected and beautiful and sweet, and such a lovely offering for others to receive, because we are allowing life to play us and source to move through us in a fully connected state. So this is the good news. This is what's possible now. This is what's happening as we are awakening en masse to this new earth in which we all get to celebrate the good life, the abundant life, the ease of life. So if you're wondering how this happens and how do you get there, it is through a process of grace. But ultimately, it is about trusting that life does support you, that you can let go more and more and more into this flow. And the more you let go and see that it supports you, you can let go a bit more. Or just let go all at once, if you're able to. But for most of us, it is a gradual letting go. And trusting that this is supporting us, this greater flow of life. And when it comes to things like money and finances, this is one of the hardest things to let go of, because, as it says in the Bible, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And this is because our grasp on money is so primal to our survival in our mind state, in our mental state, which is a false state. But we need to understand that we can let go of that fear into this great flow. Let it go through the eye of the needle. We can let go of our fear of not having enough. We can let go of our fear of trying to get love. We can surrender all of that, everything that we are trying so hard to get and achieve and hold on to. It is this holding on that keeps us from going through the eye of the needle, that prevents us from being in the flow of life, and then life cannot give to us what we need because we're not surrendering to it. So when we surrender to it, when we let it go, that is when we are able to flow through the eye of the needle. We're able to be in the flow of source, and then from that place, all our needs can be met. We are tapped in and tuned in to all of life, to source, to our inspirations, to our creativity, to our stillness, to our peace. And from that still place, we are not in our minds trying to figure everything out. We are simply being and following what's arising as we are impulsed in the moment, following what feels right and true. And in this place, there's a lot of room for stillness and rest and being. And when movement comes, it is connected to an energy that flows, that comes from passion and purpose and the deepest love, which is what we feel when we are floating in the river of life.